Are you okay?
Am I ever okay this time of year?
Good point.
Hey, can I ask you something?
Fine. But no sobbing this time, okay? I'm pretty sure the neighbors think I have some sort of Jeffrey Dahmer situation going on every game night.
Okay. Dark. Anyway, when is it my turn?
What do you mean?
When do I get to be happy?
Oh, come on. Don't be like that.
No, seriously, this crap is getting old, and every year it's the same story, and I get to see all these other teams go on long playoff runs, and even if they don't win the cup, it still looks like so much fun. And I never get to do that.
That's actually a pretty selfish thing to ask.
What? How?
Well, for you to be happy, one of us has to be sad. Do you want to make us sad?
Yeah, but that goes both ways. For you to be happy, I have to be sad.
Yeah, but you deserve it, so...
Why do I deserve it?
Because no one likes you.
It's such an awful thing to say. This is just straight up bullying. I don't know why you guys think it's okay to do this all the time.
Because for whatever reason, no matter how mean or awful we are to you, people just go along with it. Not even go along with it, they actively cheer us on.
Why? Why does everyone hate me so much?
Because they have... How do you not know this? They have to have somebody to hate. They have to. You actually play a really important role. You could even say that without you, this all collapses.
Whoa. So I'm like an anti-hero. Holy crap, I'm like Batman.
You're more just a villain, right? Like the Joker.
Can I at least be Heath Ledger Joker?
More of a Jared Leto.
Yeah, I know I'm Jared Leto Joker.
Low quality fans of a high quality Bruins team that is a dub! 3 down, 1 to go. A massive dub. I know you felt like me. You were going to this game. You were nervous. Of course you were. It's playoff hockey. But you went, okay, a loss here sucks, but you wanted to split in Toronto. So, let's not overreact. A win here, though, kind of puts us in a good spot. Now, look, we've learned our lessons. I know you have. I know I have. I know the Bruins have. Over and over and over again. But still, we were up 3-1 last year in a series, and the wheels came off. This series isn't over. It's not. You gotta win the 4th game. You have to. You have to. That's like a prerequisite to get to the 2nd round. I don't know if you know that. You gotta win a 4th one. But you're in a good spot. You'd rather be up 3-1 than down 3-1, right? It's simple math. I feel good. For some reason, I still feel real nervous, but I think that's just the hockey fan in me, Before we get too far into it, Lindholm, I needed to apologize because last game I put a goal on his head that really wasn't fair. He actually made really good contact with Bertuzzi as he was going through the front, and it took a double deflection. I watched it, got worked up, took my notes, and kept moving. It's playoff hockey, man. Sometimes you just get too into it, and you just keep moving. So my apologies. I didn't see that play as well as I should have, and I certainly didn't take the notes down and go back and double check to make sure I was correct. So for those of you who pointed it out, the large majority of you who pointed it out, respectfully, excellent, thank you. Accountability is important. It's important to the Bruins. It's important to me. For the smaller percentage of you, much smaller percentage of you that decide to go the disrespectful route or the tantrum route, you can go. Like, you're in a YouTube comment section, man. You throwing a tantrum says a lot more about you than it does me. And the disrespectful stuff is just like some of you guys just... God, I'd hate to see how you treat people in your life if you talk to strangers like that. Yikes, man. Be a little nicer once in a while. Either way, thank you for those of you who pointed it out. I went back and checked it out, and you were right. Lindholm, not to blame on that second one. No way, sirree. Hey, Nylander, he's back. You hate to see it. You hate to see it. Not because he's healthy. You want him to be healthy. I'm actually genuinely happy for him. He just scares me, so I don't want to play against him. I feel like it's fair. I don't have to be a bad person to be like, I want him injured. I don't want him injured. I just don't want him to play against us. Right? But he's back in the lineup. Duar is out, which I thought was a really weird choice because I thought he had been really good. And Robertson getting moved around the lineup, who I feel like Robertson has 2 or 3 plays a game that... Sorry, I'm sure it's a weird place to cut the video, but Velma, my 70-pound German Shepherd, likes to be helped onto the bed that she's perfectly capable of jumping on. I have spoiled her to the point where she won't get on the bed. She'll just put her 2 front paws on the bed and yell until I come into the room and lift her onto the bed so she can get comfy. I love it. I never want her to stop doing it. It's a hassle. Anyway, I thought that was really weird because Robertson, I feel like, has 2 to 3 plays a game where you go, that's going the other way. Like, that's a bad look for him. And Dewar, I thought, had been really solid. So that was weird. Another decision that as a Bruins fan you're happy to see is Liljegren was taken out for TJ Brody, a change that Leafs fans were very vocal about, where they really didn't like that. So obviously I'm reading those comments going, nice. And for the first period I was like, I don't know what they're upset about. Brody's kind of, like, he's kind of giving it to no, he was bad. He was really bad. So that was helpful. Thank you, Keith. You gotta imagine if they lose another game this series, that they being the Leafs, that Keith is not around for next year. A change that I think I said 2 years ago had to happen. On our end, 0 lineup changes, and Swayman is back in net. Because Swayman's been so good, they decided to go back-to-back. And guess what? He was excellent once again. Leaves another conversation to be had for next game. Before this game, Biz Nasty, you know who I'm talking about, Paul Bissonnette. Not a big fan of Bissonnette myself, but hey, he does a shtick, and some people vibe with it. Good for them. He said that the Leafs were in the Bruins' head. Obviously, we have a 2-1 lead in the series right here, but before this game, that the Leafs were in the Bruins' head because we went with Swayman and didn't go to Ullmark. We broke up the rotation. So clearly, the Leafs got to us. I don't think Paul Bissonnette is good at talking about hockey. I really don't. I think he's one of the, like, there's a lot of these days who just say stuff to get reactions, and they are terrible at actually processing the game. I know he played. I get that. Like, he was a professional hockey player at the highest level in the world. I'm not taking that away from him. He's not good talking about it. I think that's fair. Genuinely. But let's talk about this game, shall we? Puck drops! The Boston Bruins suck at one thing in particular. They are bad. We're quirky. That's what it is. We're a quirky team. And you know, when you're quirky, when you're going to be like a pick-me guy, you know, you want the attention, you got to be bad at something or good at something that people are like, why? Right? So we chose to be bad at line changes. And 3:42 into the game, the Boston Bruins, my beloved team, will once again take a too-many-men penalty. Why is this so hard? And I blame Monty fully, and people have been like, that's the players, man. Like, no, if this has been a problem all season, I'm looking at the coach. Well, the line changes a ton. Okay, figure it out. Just figure it out. Because too many men already hurts Boston fans more than most anyway. Stop it. Stop doing it. But like almost every penalty in this series, the Boston Bruins kill it. And then 7:48 in, Mitch Marner trips McAvoy. We're going to the power play. McAvoy kills it. I mean, Toronto kills it. But McAvoy spends a bunch of time with the puck and passes listlessly to Toronto twice during it. There were some actual chances on it, though. Power play has looked way better, obviously, because it's hitting at almost 50% in the postseason, which is absurd to think about. 8:48 left. Maroon and Edmondson are going to get into it a little bit. They're both going to go for roughing. We go to 4-on-4. And 53 seconds into this 4-on-4, McAvoy gets really lax in his coverage. You can forgive him, though, because he's on our blue line, closer to the center, because who's over to his right? TJ Brody. So TJ Brody gets a long pass, and he starts skating into that left circle. McAvoy catches up lickety-split. But instead of just trying to seal off the attempted shot and make sure that it really can't go anywhere, he gets some stick work on him, and he's going to go for, I think they called him for slashing? I think it was slashing. It's going to be 4v3 for 53 seconds, and then 107 of 5v4 for a penalty kill. I'm not that mad at McAvoy here. It was a lot of these stick infractions on both teams were kind of weak. Sutherland just calls stuff, man. He just calls stuff. Either way, we're going to the penalty kill. And right before the 5-on-4 starts, so the 4v3 is about to end, Coyle rips the puck away from Nylander and seems to be going on a potential breakaway here and gets blatantly hooked to the point where the stick of Nylander is still in his body when he's 30 feet down the ice away from the guy, is what I really want to say. But let's be honest. Coyle chicken winged this thing so hard that he ripped it out of Nylander's hands. Did Nylander get the stick up there? Absolutely. But you can kind of consider this one of those like sell jobs that's so egregious that the ref's like, I'm not calling shit here, dude. Are you kidding me? Yeah, you got the stick on your high, but then you grabbed it and yanked it out of his hands, which was kind of a tough guy move. I get it, but the no call there, annoying. I'm not going to get too upset about it. We kill the rest of the penalty. And then, oh, what a pinch by our beautiful baby boy Lohrei. What a fantastic play by him. And not to be forgotten here, as he's pinching down the left wall, because JVR disturbed the defender enough to just have it whipped through. I think it was actually JVR who tapped it up the wall. But Reeves is getting there. Lohrei takes the pinch, and Frederick, seeing this, is sprinting back to the point to cover for Lohrei. That's just good. You just know if this play didn't go the way it did, that Frederick's back defending, and it's good movement, it's responsible movement, and they're playing a responsible game that is still pressuring the other team with a heavy forecheck. That's just good hockey. The little stuff like that. Trent Frederick, good work on this. You're not going to get on the score sheet, but it matters. Either way, the Lohrei pinch, Reeves trying to clear, boom, puck bounces up high, and then basically lands at JVR's feet, who's just outside of the slot, just to the left side of the slot. He's got time and space, and he is going to see Samsonov come out to attack him. And he's quickly going to put the puck on his backhand and throw it 5-hole, and it's 1-0. A great play by JVR, who I still don't... He's fine right now. I don't think he should be in the lineup, but his replacement isn't better to the point that I'm like, it matters enough to me. Still a great goal, though. And if JVR is finally feeling healthy again after that sickness he had in February or March, whatever month that was, that seemed to have derailed his whole season, this might change a lot of stuff. But right now, I'm not sold. Either way, 1-0, huge goal, and a great play by Lohrei, who again was a roller coaster. Defensively, he's not great, but he had a really solid game. This was not... There weren't defensive lapses that made me want to tear my head out. There were little things where I'm like, you should probably win that, probably do that. Offensively, he looked brilliant. You can't be too upset on the Lohrei game tonight. You really can't. And we're going into the second period, we're up a goal, and you feel good. And you feel really good because Swayman's in net. And I hate having a lot of confidence in a goalie because it terrifies me, because I feel like just when I'm confident in them, they're going to let something in that either they could not possibly have stopped or will be a complete softie, which we just don't see much in Boston these days. Either way, you do get to have that moment of going, I mean, maybe one's enough, right? Maybe. It almost was. 7:23 into the second period. Domi goes for cross-checking. It's a very light call. I don't like the call, but it is a makeup call for a blatant slash missed on Marner about 15 seconds earlier, so I'm not going to say anything about that. These shouldn't. Yes, the stick hit the back. Yes, Pasta fell over. I think it was Pasta fell over. If it was the roles reversed, I would be like, he fell over so easily. So either way, we're going to the power play, and the power play is excellent. It's an excellent re-entry after a clearance by the Leafs. We get into the zone, and the Bruins get set up. And about 40 seconds into the power play, it's just quick puck movement. And it moves the defensive structure back and forth. And they're going to end up getting Pasta set up in his office for a blast. Puck gets over to him, but he sees the defense jump out at him, and he goes, I got DeBrusk all alone in front. Slap pass it is, baby. The pass gets blocked. But Pasta retrieves and ends up whipping it back up to McAvoy, who's at the top of the slot, who takes 2 strides in, and Samsonov, trying to work past a JVR screen and also has a defender in front of him, is like peering over and launches forward a good 5 or 6 feet out of the crease. Not out of the crease. Out of his net, though. He's out there. And so when McAvoy looks and goes, okay, Marchand's open on my right side, just at the bottom of the right circle, easy pass, Marchand makes no mistake, that's a wide open net. And that's 2-0 on the power play goal. Marchand is now your franchise leader. This is 100 years of Boston Bruins hockey. The franchise leader in power play goals. The Rat King. Brad Marchand. The fourth line grinder. That's what he was destined to be. That's what he was supposed to be. And here he is. The franchise leader in postseason goals. Did I say power play? I meant postseason. Whatever I said. Playoff goals. Passing Cam Neely. 56 goals. With players like Bobby Orr and Esposito and Neely and Bergeron and it's the Rat King. Is that not just fucking astounding? Is that not incredible? What a good night this has been. What a good couple of nights. You know? Who has more fun than us? 42 seconds left of the second period. The Boston Bruins are up 2-0. You'd be pumped going into the third period with a 2-0 lead. You'd be pumped. You know that the Leafs are going to make a push. You know that the Leafs are probably going to score a goal at some point. So a 2-0 lead, obviously, you still feel good about because you'd still have a lead even if they scored. Math. But 42 seconds left of the period. The Bruins aren't done. The entire last 2 minutes of this period, I'm like yelling at the TV, don't stop playing. Don't stop playing. Because one mental lapse here, right before the third period, is a kill shot. It will buckle their knees going into the third. Do not stop playing. And they didn't. But the Leafs did. They got sloppy and forgot they forgot the right play to make. 42 seconds left. The Bruins are exiting their zone, and Lindholm attempts a long feed to Zacha, who's in the neutral zone. And McCabe jumps him. Gets all the way up into the neutral zone and blows him up. And the puck bounces up high and lands in the offensive zone. And TJ Brody is basically back between his own dots, McCabe's defensive partner. And so it's a sprint to the puck. Marchand versus Brody. Who the fuck do you think is winning that one? It's Marchand, who quickly moves around Brody for a 2-on-none because here comes Pasta, and the back check on the right side didn't come with him fast enough. And Marchand gets close in on Samsonov, whips it over to Pasta, who was emptied at 3-0. Right before we go to the third. If you, like the Leafs fans aren't doing this. I didn't see this at least. They're not complaining about the refs. They're not complaining about anything like that. Nothing superficial. They're complaining about Samsonov, which has been earned over and over again. I'd be complaining too. They're complaining about their star players not showing up. Seems like the health isn't there for any of them. Austin Matthews will not come out for the third period. The doctor pulled him because of his illness that he's been suffering from this whole series, basically. And then Joseph Wall will start in net in the third. But they're complaining about Samsonov. They're complaining about the star players. They're complaining about mental awareness, which is a great way to beat somebody in arm wrestling. This is a perfect example. Is you hold and you go and you go and you go and you try to tire them out a little bit. You just kind of hold them there, right? You're not trying to win yet. But if you notice that they're really empty in the tank, you give them some. Now look, it takes more effort to come back from farther down. I get that. But the second you give them past just a little point where they think they've got you, that momentary lapse of thinking that they won is when you poof back the other way. It's a rope-a-dope. It's a rope-a-dope. You give them an inch so you can take a mile. That's what the Leafs have been doing this whole series. This series is not over. They have the talent and the capability to win some hockey games. But over and over again, they keep getting within inches of a big play and then back the other way. It's a goal for the Bruins. Or it's a momentum shift. Or it's something that affects the game. They keep doing it, and they're doing it to themselves. And they're going to do it again in the third period. 3 minutes in. I know we all do the survive the first 5 minutes thing. Like, I know you do what I do. I'm like, if you survive the first 5, you're up by 3. Yes, you can do this. And the Leafs get their best chance of the game, maybe, or up to this point. Because too many Bruins are caught low, and there's a feed up to Lyubushkin in the high slot who has time, space, and eyes to either corner. He can score this. And he goes crossbar and out. A brutal moment for them. And then just 2 minutes later, 5:43 in, it's time to hold on to your butts. Because Marner uses his edge work to get the puck deep and tries to whip it diagonal across up the slot as he skitters around the back of the net. Lyubushkin's there. It goes a little farther than Marner wanted to, I think, but Lyubushkin collects it on that right side, and he is going to try to shoot. It gets knocked down, but it gets knocked down to Marner, who did a full circle, and there's a pile in front of the net, and Marner's going to scoot all the way around. Swayman gets low to get as much of the net as he can. It's not enough. Marner goes all the way around and dunks it backhand. It's 3-1. Everyone gets a little more tense, and Nylander's going to have a great chance after this as well, but Swayman comes up with a huge save. And then the rope-a-dope moment. They're buzzing. There's 9 minutes and 12 seconds left of this period, and they are buzzing. They're all over the Bruins. And Nylander is going to chase a puck to retrieve it in the offensive zone, and DeBrusk has a step on him. And he puts his hand on DeBrusk's chest. And DeBrusk falls down. And it's a power play for the Bruins. DeBrusk didn't even have a stick. What an absolutely stupid play to make. And Nylander, I don't want to, like, this is his first game back. He's dealing with some shit. Like, I don't want to go too in on him, but that was awful. If that was one of our guys, situation reversed, we'd be livid. Your team is finally all over us. And the post saved a shot. Swayman's had 4 big saves in the last, 5 minutes. You're all over us. And you kill all the momentum by taking a stupid offensive zone penalty. And the player didn't even have a stick. That's a tough pill to swallow. We don't score on it, but that's 2 minutes gone. And 5:43 left, Pasta is going to go for slashing. It's a brutal call. It's a brutal call, but it's a call all the same. You got to kill it. And we kill it. And with 2:30 left, wall is pulled, empty net. Couple chances at it. No one gets it. Who gives a shit? 3-1 final. The Bruins take a 3-1 lead in the series. The game notes. The series isn't over. The 4th win is always the hardest to get. But God, you're happy you're in this position. You're just genuinely pumped that you're in the position you are in. This is huge. This is massive. They have a real chance to finish this out Tuesday at home. God, I hope they do it in 5. The Sway versus Ole debate. I don't know how you move away from Sway. I don't know how you do it. He's just been too good. And I don't think Ole's pissed. I think Ole wants to play, but Ullmark has to understand, man. You played a great game too, but for some reason, we're winning when Sway's in net, and Sway is stopping everything. At the end of the day, actually, if Monty goes with Ullmark in 5, I'll accept it. I'm going to trust their decision-making here. The goalies have played great. I am not going to lose my mind if Ullmark starts game 5 or if Sway does. I think they've deserved the benefit of the doubt, and Monty deserves a little bit of calmness from the fan base in regards to that. I think that's fair, right? Some of you are very adamant about one or the other, but I'm going to go with the coach on this one. I would feel pretty comfortable with either of them in there. Obviously, Sway has probably got the edge for me just because he's been so unbelievable, but if you want to go Ullmark, keep him fresh, fine. I would not change the lines at all. Not a bit. Just keep them going. There's 2 games in a row. You won on the road. Hard fought. Keep them going. Good job by Pat Maroon in a lot of this one, too. It's been a good fit on that 4th line. Weird time to be a Bruins fan. Go Bees. Go Bees! And once again, it's time to give shout-outs to those who are keeping the lights on for this channel. We gotta shout out our top line tier to start. Let's start with Erica Poli, Colin Nolan, Len Krusevich, The Bugman, Brock Nope, Hans Slomo, Coach D, The Atomic Lizard, Bradley Johnson, Aaron Adams, Just Aaron, Darren Woodbury, Brett Arney, Pincent, and Nick Zatrullo. You guys and gals are absolute studs. But we can't mention the studs without mentioning the Stallions, our all-star tier, high-quality inspectors, John Kirk, Jacob Pratt, Heil E. Coyote, Adam Ella, Bruin Smash, Tupton D. Tashi, Joel, Abraxion, DeKingery, The Only Newts, A Tasty Snack, Doots42, and Jeremy. I can't say thank you enough. I appreciate all the support. You're absolute legends, stallions, whatever great adjective we can work in here. Thank you, everyone, from the depths of my heart, and go Bees!